Hello everybody. So today we're in Dublin, California. We're going to the Heritage Museum. It looks like they got a few buildings over here. They close pretty soon, so we'll have like maybe 20-30 minutes to check it out. But as always, let's go explore. Looks like they got an old church over here. The old St. Raymond's Church. A pioneer cemetery, and the Heritage Park Museums, or Heritage Park and Museums. So let's go check out this museum first. Really neat looking area with some old buildings, just right in the corner of a busy Dublin street, right next to the freeway. So this is says welcome to the Murray Schoolhouse Museum. Looks like it talks about the early migration and settlement of the area. Different settlers here. They got different bone tools, deer bones, things you'd find in this area. I guess abalone shells used to be used as a currency. Different pelts, rabbit furs, coyote furs. I guess this area was a lot of German immigrants that came here first. (1878) John Green's General Store. And they got some old desks. The first school. A one-room schoolhouse, 1856. Different eras of the school lunch. Look at 1856, a lunch pail was a literal pail. And it became the box. 1960s, and then the modern lunch. Some old stuff from the farms here. I'm not sure what this machine was used for here. Looks pretty unique. If you can tell me what that is, let me know. Some different churns for making butter.
Hi. This is Steve today. I saw. Did Steve say hello to you?
The Children's Adobe Pioneer House. A little playhouse for the kids. They used to have these set up even in like elementary school to just play. St. Raymond Cemetery. There's a timeline of Dublin, 1862 to 1992. Got a back room out here with some different artifacts. Old Chinese scroll. Mandolin from the 1800s. An old recognition plaque, ceramic jars, old locket. Sounds like we may be able to find some of these women on the wall back in the cemetery here at the end, so we'll definitely try to take a little stroll through there as well. Yeah, scan the QR code on the back for a cemetery map. Probably grab one of those. So the lady inside was saying that this church is not open to the public, but I think you can have private events there, weddings and things like that. But there's a little brown house back here that apparently we can go in. We have 15 minutes left, so we're gonna check that out, and then we'll come back here and stroll through the old cemetery. Let's go explore this old house up here. If you want to have a listening history, you can pull up this QR code, and then as you walk through your self-guided tour, you can get some history on the area. So here's the Kolb House. Let's go check this out. It says historic house from 1910. This is pretty cool. So it's literally set up as if somebody's living in it right now. Got the pantry. Here's a dining room and kitchen set up. Got the stove here, the kitchen. This is pretty cool. Just get to walk right through, and it looks probably a lot like it did in that 1910 area. Beautiful dining room. Dinner's on the table. Is this like a furnace, I'm guessing? Keep the house warm. A living room here. Old piano. A marxophone. It's taking everything in me to not touch that right now. A bedroom that's like right off of the main living room. It's got some sliding doors, so you can kind of close it off. Entering the hallway here. It looks like we might be able to even go upstairs. It's a steep and narrow staircase. Set up like the kids' room. The old metal skates, you would just basically hook those to your shoes. The crib. I'm sure this was a pretty rare amenity to have like an extra sink like that upstairs. It's nice that they even have some air conditioning up here. That's pretty unique. Let some sunlight into here. I'm sure before the lights above, so you would be able to have the window on the far end, and then this glass was between the two rooms, just so you could get some light during the day in this hallway here, or stairway. Bathroom, this looks more modern. And then another bedroom here right off to the side of the entrance, basically. Some old baseball gloves. Some 4-H, the Dublin Dobie Dingers. Come over here and play some checkers. The Pioneer Play Area. You know, I've lived over here basically my entire life for the most part, and I kind of didn't even know that this was tucked in the corner back here. That's one thing that I've loved about doing all of these vlogs recently, is it's got me to get out and see a lot of the stuff that I was just driving past previously, and I feel like I've seen some pretty neat things and really beautiful things that we kind of got to keep around and make sure that these things stay part of our history and education. And now we're going to go through this old cemetery here. Check it out. It's like some pretty large headstones. Yeah, this one here was an entire family's plot. The Lavin or Lavin family, looks like. Started with Edward, 1826 to 1871. The mother, Mary, Edward Jr., Irene, Elizabeth, and John. So from 1826 to 1914. Oh, and then Grace down on the bottom, so 1882. We'll do a lap here and see, but it looks like most of the little, you can walk this paths all around here. See a ton of people walking their dog. Different people riding bikes through here. Little bluebelly. Growing up in this area, I've heard this name a lot. There's actually a Dublin Elementary School, but I didn't really know the story about it. From 1834 to 1859, he was a native of Ireland. He pledged $50 to help build Old St. Raymond Church, which I believe was that white church from the beginning. He fell from the roof and was killed at only 25 years old. A school in Dublin was named for him by vote of the student body. Man. The sun, I can't really see the sign through the camera, but it's the Kolb family. Settled in Dublin in the 1870s. And then, if you look right back there, there's the family plot back there. William Peter Kolb, Harold William Kolb, Elsie Kolb, and then also the Strom family. I don't know if there was a connection between the two, but here's another name that you see a lot in the area, the Doherty. So James Whit Doherty, 1813 to 1879. Says he bought 10,000 acres in the area for $2.20 per acre. He was the first board of Alameda County in 1853. And then I think this is their whole family plot. So down here, Doherty. And then inside, it looks like there's a path, so I guess I could actually walk in here and see, but he was born in Tennessee, died in 1879. James Whit Doherty died December 22nd, 1887. And then over here you got Elizabeth Argyle Doherty. Argyle is a pretty cool middle name, but what a beautiful headstone there. And then we'll just stroll along this path in the cemetery over here. It wraps around, I don't know if you can see, but just through the trees, that's 580 right there. So it's literally right next to the freeway, just tucked back here in the corner. Quite a lot of history back here for the area. A lot of school names and different street names that you'll find from different families' last names. So you know they're pretty influential families in the area historically. And that was the Dublin Cemetery, dedicated to the pioneers of the valley. We just made it in time before everything closed down. A really chill, beautiful park. I left my wind guard, so I apologize if it's windy on the audio. But yeah, that was our time at the Dublin Heritage Museum and Park and the Dublin Cemetery. So thank you for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're in the area, definitely stop by, like and subscribe. Until next time, Peace.